Hey, how you doing out there, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Marquise Page of the Real Spill of the Cleaning Business, current owner of K&M Cleaning Crew LLC. And today's podcast, we're going to talk about going the franchise route or going the independent route. Now there's pros and cons in both, and I'm going to try to run this down and make it quick, so that way you guys can decide the right course of action once you do decide to start your cleaning business. Let's get right into it. Now, first, let me just start off. A franchise is when you actually buy into something that's already established. Current franchises in the cleaning business that are well known are Jan Pro, and Bio Green, and, just things of that nature. Where you actually buy into the franchise, you're actually buying into a brand, something that's already built. It's almost like buying a McDonald's or something like that, or a Starbucks or a Chick-fil-A. So when I think of the franchise route and I think of the independent route, I can't help but think of record labels. It's you can either go the independent route. The independent route is when you build your own buzz, you make your own songs, you do your own marketing, and you kind of push yourself. It's a harder route. It's a tougher route, but you reap all of the rewards. Now, when you go with the record label or franchise route, you pretty much have the machine behind you. They pretty much do all the heavy lifting. The only thing you have to do is go in there and clean, pretty much. So that's the best analogy that I can think of when I'm thinking of either the franchise or the independent route. But let's get into some of the pros of owning a franchise. Pro number one is just guaranteed contracts. Like I said, they do all the heavy lifting for you, so you don't have to go out there and hunt for contracts. They'll be spoon fed to you. They have marketing teams in place, and they have ways of how they get their contracts. So they'll put them out there on a platter just for you. Another pro is just they're a recognized brand. You're buying into a brand. When you're first starting out in the cleaning business and you go the independent route, people don't know who you are. But when you go the franchise route, you're buying into a recognized brand. Like I said, that goes into buying a McDonald's. Everyone knows those golden arches. So it's pretty much the same thing with a cleaning business. You're buying a brand and you're buying an expectation that they've already set. Pro number three is just guidance in the business. When you buy in a franchise, you have people in place that'll help you with everything, from the paperwork, how to train the employees, where to get your supplies, just everything like that. Where to get your insurance. They have prior knowledge in the business, so that's one thing that they can help you with. So like I say, guidance in the business is very important. It's very important in this business because, like I say, once you buy the franchise, you're pretty much paying for the mistakes that someone else has already made, so you don't make them. Like I said, it's already a pre-set forth plan. Pro number four is they train their employees, or they train your employees unto their ways. So you can do the hiring, so to speak, but they'll train them on the way that they want them to clean, so that way you don't have to worry about that. And they also do the paperwork too when you are hiring and when you pay your employees. They handle all of the paperwork, so that's another pro also. Another thing and a final pro that I could think of is just discounted rates on supplies. Like I said, with them, they've already gotten in good with vendors, so they know where to get their supplies. And plus, they already have an approved list of supplies for you to use. So that's another pro of owning a franchise or buying into a franchise. Let's get into the cons. One of the cons is you're not your own boss. You still have someone telling you what to do and how to do it and how to run the business. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but when you're on the road to entrepreneurship, like I said, you want to be your own boss. You want to set your own schedule. And when you buy into a franchise, you don't do that. You're one step above being an employee because you do own that said franchise. But like I said, you always have someone that's telling you what to do. Another con is the franchise fees. Those franchise fees hit you hard and they hit you fast. Man, it's a lot of franchise. First off, you have to buy into the franchise, and then on top of that, you have to pay for their high insurance, which is higher than the normal rate of insurance. And another thing is they choose your area. You don't have the freedom to even choose your work area. Just like I say, McDonald's has a plan of where they want each McDonald's. They don't want them too clustered. It's the same thing with a franchise. They don't want their franchise owners too clustered in the same area. So you may be in Dallas, but your work area might be in Carrollton, or it might be in North Dallas, or you don't have that freedom to take on contracts in any given area. They pretty much tell you the area of the area that you run, so to speak. So that's another drawback of a franchise. The last thing is you can't set your own rates. And with franchises, they're notorious for the contracts that they give you. A lot of times they're low price contracts. That's why they're pretty much giving them to you. And you have to find a way to make a profit with those contracts. And a lot of times to make a profit is you have to work them yourself. And like I said, that's not being a boss. That's pretty much the worker's mindset and not a boss mindset. So, and like I say, typically what'll happen when they give you the contract, they price it so low to where they're gonna make their profit regardless. They're gonna make their profit off of you. They've already made their profit off you buying into the franchise. Plus, they're gonna make their profit off of you every month in franchise fees, as well as insurance fees that are priced notoriously high. So, like I said, they're gonna make their money, but a lot of times the person before you saw that there was no money to be made in that contract and just kind of got out of that contract, so they just passed it to the next round. It's almost like around a hot potato, so to speak. So those are the pros and the cons that I could think of buying into a franchise. Now we're going to get into the pros of being independent. You set your own rates. And when you set your own rates, you rate all of the benefits. You see all of your profits, which goes into my next pro. Like I said, when you set your own rates, you can set market value, you can set below market value, or you can set above market value. But the thing is, you're in control of your rates, and you can set it to how you see fit to make a profit. Another pro is low startup costs. It doesn't cost a lot to start a cleaning business. In my last podcast, I detail how I started with just $500. You don't need a lot. You just need your cleaning chemicals, spray bottles, a broom, a dustpan, a mop, a bucket, a vacuum, and some business cards and flyers. You can get all that with less than $500. Another pro is quick startup. It doesn't take a lot to start a cleaning business. I always recommend people to go and get their LLC. The reason I say that is because business owners take you more serious when they see the LLC behind your name. They know you're serious about your business. So like I said, I detail. If you want me to go into further detail of how you can set up your cleaning business with $500 or less, you could just listen to my podcast before. Another pro is it's just mostly weekend work. When you get the contracts, pretty much, they like to set it up where you mostly either clean on nights or you clean on weekends. So for those who have a day job, that's perfect. The 8 to 5, the 6 to 3s, even the 9 to 6s. You can still have time to get off and clean that building. If you're actually in the field cleaning yourself. But a lot of times when you're cleaning the building, you're not gonna clean the building when the people are there. They'll typically give you a key and a code, and you go in after hours and clean the building, so they won't bother you or anything. And like I say, nobody messes with you. So, like I said, that's another pro. Another pro is just quick profit. It doesn't take that long to make money in the cleaning business. Like I say, I made a profit in the first month of me starting my cleaning business, and that was just me working, like I say, apps that as opposed to if I was actually do the work myself. Typically with those apps that I named in the last one, you typically don't make a lot of money off of them. But if you work them right, they are beneficial. The last pro that I can think of owning an independent cleaning business is it's recession proof. Just think of how many buildings you drive by or you walk by or you encounter every day while you're living your life. And you got to think every day someone has to clean that building. Every week someone has to clean that building. Every month someone has to clean that building. Why can't that be you? I'm not gonna lie. One of my goals, I like to go downtown. And when I go downtown, I see those big skyscrapers. And when I see those skyscrapers, I just imagine like, man, it'd be a blessing if I could get my team in one of these skyscrapers. So that's a goal for the business. A future goal for the business, and one that I feel like we're close to obtaining. Now we're gonna talk about some of the cons of going the independent route with a cleaning business. There's more work on your part, and what I mean by more work, the marketing, the training, the paperwork. Those are just some of the things that if you go the independent route, that's gonna fall on your shoulders if you don't have the proper team in place. Like I said, it's not hard, and entrepreneurship is not hard, but it's fair. And those who fail to plan to fail. So please put a lot of thought into your team and the people around you, because there's a saying that goes, show me the 5 people that you hang around constantly, and I'll tell you your future. So, please take into account of the people that you're hanging around in your team, because that'll say a lot about how far your business will go. Another con is it's lots of competition. There's a lot of competition in the cleaning business. Not saying that there's a bad thing, not saying that that's a good thing, but there's lots of competition when you go into the cleaning business. Like I say, another example that I used in my last podcast is you just take a look down a bread aisle, and this is the reason why I say it's not a bad thing. You take a look down a bread aisle, and they're all selling the same thing. It's bread. The only difference is it white or wheat or pumpernickel or, just things like that. But look at how many brands of bread are on the bread aisle, and that'll tell you a lot about competition. So I mean, if you don't like competition, I say stay on the sidelines, because there's a lot of competition in the cleaning business. Um, Another con of starting independent cleaning franchises is physical work. Like I say, when I first started, I thought it would be easy, going here cleaning these buildings, but it's physical demanding work. It's not for the weak of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. If you don't have a passion, at least for entrepreneurship or just blazing the way for yourself, you can get overwhelmed in this business. And the last con that I could think of is just the competition for pricing. A lot of times people are kind of lowball themselves into a cleaning contract, to where even if you try to get that contract, it's no bueno, it's no good. The reason I said it is because there's no room to make a profit. A lot of times when you're first starting out and when people first starting out, people are price it as if they're cleaning the building, and that's not the way to price it. You're supposed to price it as to if you're gonna place someone in there. You know how many hours it's gonna take to clean. You know what wage you're gonna pay them. You know the cost of the supplies. You know the taxes that you're gonna have to pay. These are all things that you're gonna have to think of when you're pricing that contract. Like I say, I was gonna make this quick, and that's all that I have for going the franchise route or going the independent route. Like I say, if you like your plate already made and you don't like to do the hunting, me personally, I say go the franchise route, because like I say, they're gonna guarantee you the contracts, they're gonna guarantee you the business. It might not be the best business, but you are guaranteed to build a business. You just have to figure out how to make it profitable. Now, if you're more of self-starting and self-sufficient person, I say go with the independent route. Like I said, it's more money to be made. You set your own rates, and like I said, it's recession-proof. I mean, like I said, there's so many buildings out there that need cleaning. It's ridiculous. And with this COVID-19 and this Omicron, it's even more, our profession is even more in demand. So if you're ever hesitant about starting a cleaning business, right now is the perfect time to start. And if you need guidance, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm located on Facebook at K&M Cleaning Crew LLC. I'm also online. Like I say, the letter K, the letter N, the letter M, cleaningcrew.com. I will have a comment section. Like I said, if you need mentorship, if you need any guidance, if you need an estimate, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be more than willing to share the knowledge that I have. Thank you. My name is Marquise Page. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I am your host of the Real Spill of the Cleaning Business and the current owner of Can Cleaning Crew LLC, and I'm out.